In this lesson, you'll learn how to use the connectivity and remote access documentation to guide you in developing these features for your apps. Going through the code details of all the connectivity and remote access methods is beyond the scope of this course. However, at this point in the course, you should be ready to venture out on your own in learning new Android capabilities. What I'll do in this lesson is highlight aspects of the documentation and samples that should help guide you through learning and using these capabilities yourself. Let's take a look at Bluetooth as an example. On the right-hand side of the page, there's a very useful summary of key aspects of the Bluetooth feature. First, a quick view of the feature. In this case, Android's Bluetooth APIs allow your application to perform wireless data transactions with other devices. Next, there's an overview of the contents of the document. And this is useful not only for gaining an understanding of what's on the web page, but also what's necessary to implement the Bluetooth feature. For example, permissions, setting up Bluetooth, finding devices, connecting devices, managing a connection, and working with profiles. Next is a summary of key classes, in this case Bluetooth adapter, device, socket, and server socket. And finally, a list of sample apps related to Bluetooth, in this case Bluetooth Chat and Bluetooth Health Device Profile. In tackling a new Android feature, I personally like to start by looking at a sample. For example, Bluetooth Chat. Let's go through a refresher of how to access these samples. We'll use the Android wizard. So in Eclipse, we click File, New, Other, Android Sample Project. Next, select your build target. In this case, I'm using Android 4.2.2. Click Next. And here's our Bluetooth Chat app. Highlight it. Click Finish. And we see it's been added to our workspace. Next, I like to use the various sections of the feature page to understand key elements of the code. For example, on the Bluetooth page, in the section Setting up Bluetooth, in Step 1, Get the Bluetooth adapter, there's a code fragment and an explanation of the classes and methods used. And Google has included some very handy links to classes and methods if you want to see more detailed information, for example, on the Bluetooth adapter. This is a class description with all the lower-level detail, including its methods and method parameters, for example, close profile proxy. Understanding how a code fragment fits into an app can sometimes be challenging when you're just seeing code all by itself, such as using the Bluetooth adapter. And this is where the sample apps are particularly useful. They put code in the context of an application so you can see how it fits into the bigger picture. In the connectivity section of the API guides, you have pages for Bluetooth, NFC, Wi-Fi Direct, USB, and SIP. And you should be able to use each of these in the manner we've just discussed. Dealing with remote access is slightly different. On the main connectivity page here, there's a link to a blog article, Android's HTTP clients. And this article gives some background and detailed information on remote access. And my guess is that Google will create an official HTTP web page like our other connectivity methods have their own page soon. At the end of this article, the HTTP URL connection class is recommended as the best choice going forward. On that page, there's detailed information about how to establish a connection over the internet, including some code samples. Now, one additional topic I'll mention, in addition to those that you'll find on the Android website, is that of JSON formatted data. On Wikipedia, there's a good article shown here on JSON, or JavaScript Object Notation. This is an increasingly popular format for transferring data between clients and servers across internet connections. If we click Data Types, we see that it's a human-readable format with special characters separating different types of fields. Back on the Android website, if you search on JSON, you'll see a list of useful references. JSON classes, objects, and methods that can be used to construct and parse JSON strings for communicating between client and server applications. For example, the JSON Reader class page includes details and sample code for parsing a JSON data stream. That's our lesson on connectivity and remote access documentation and samples. Our chapter on connectivity should give you a good foundation for creating apps that can interact with other devices, both up close and at a distance.